The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 3, Chin Checked. We see Ashley working out. We see Stacy with her daughter, Arabella, trying to do some pageant stuff. But the baby still don't know nothing about her mama and her daddy trying to get back together. All right, so this episode kind of made me a little mad once we got back down to the end of it. But Kay and Wendy, Kay keeps trying to, not apologize to Wendy, but just keep explaining herself to Wendy as to why she's so upset with her, trying to explain how she's such a fake and phony friend to her. But Wendy, on the other hand, is like, girl, I don't understand where you coming from. I'm doing the best that I can as being a friend. I've been sticking up for you when it's come to these other ladies. Like, what? I'm so confused as to what more you want from me. Like, you're so needy at this point. And she feels as if, Kay's approach is very juvenile, very high school, just very not on my level. And, Kay mentions that, they have this thing in Baltimore called Peakiness. I think it's something, is it like a film festival or something? I don't know, but it's some big event where not a film festival. I say film festival. Derby race type events with the horses and stuff like that. Okay, not necessarily Kentucky Derby, obviously that's in Kentucky, but it's over here in Boston or Baltimore, Virginia. They in Virginia, right? Anywho, Kay decided that she wanted to host a pre-event before the Peakness where she was inviting all the ladies, but then in turn she saw that Wendy is having an event, I guess pre Peakness or after party Peakness or during Peakness. I don't know, but either way, I guess Kay was trying to use this as an example of, well, I mean, I don't know if this is gonna be, you know, uh I'm gonna send the invite out to all the ladies, so it's gonna be like who's gonna come to my party, who's not gonna come to my party type thing, or I guess we'll just see how it goes. In the midst of the conversation, she does bring up the fact that while we were at that party, Ashley's party that we're talking about, Ashley's Bloom party, that you were all engaged with Giselle in her conversation, but you was just kind of ignoring me. And with that, of course, Wendy's like, well, I mean, because Giselle started talking to me with her conversation. You just kind of walked up in. So why would I just interrupt what we got going on just to be like, yo, what's up, Kay? And start a whole new conversation over here. That's not how you do things. You finish up what I had going on with Giselle, then I would have came roll around with you, and then we would have incorporated you all into the conversation. That's kind of how it goes when we're, right? Yeah, and of course the back and forth. Kay goes into, I mean, and you don't even like Giselle. And of course, this had to stop Whitney a little bit because, bitch, you don't. I was say, maybe I don't, maybe I do. I don't know. I'm just trying to be cool. But Kay, girl, you don't even like her. Why you talk about me? And of course, Kay was like, what? Not me. Because, Kay, like I said, you trying to get in where you fit in. You've been wanting to get in. I feel like you've been auditioning for trying to be on this show while you was going after Stacey about it. And you was very pressed about being on this show to the fact to where, I mean, you are on here and you are literally trying to pressure your man to be on here and he ain't want to be on here. Like, so let's be real. This conversation was going so ridiculous that it just had to end with Wendy laughing. And not just like a haha, this is really funny laugh. Like it was, this is really funny. But it was on like, girl, this is on some BS and you on some BS. So I'm just gonna laugh my way and we just gonna continue to go on. Cause I don't understand where you coming from. You ain't speaking this English and I'm speaking. I don't understand this English, okay? I'm Nigerian ears. I don't understand. We get to know Angel a little bit better at her house while her husband is cooking dinner and everything. I think that was his parents that was there. I forget the little titles. But anywho, we learned that she lost her mother about 10 years back. So, his family, mom and dad and stuff is, obviously her new family out, how that goes. Um, and they just go into the conversation she had with Giselle, like, dang, that party we had, was something else. Cause she was thinking she's just gonna get to know the ladies. They was gonna enjoy this zen, quiet, cool, earthy, let's release whatever going on. But it ended up turning into some weird confusion about her and Kay's friendship with this comment about being chin checked because girl, why would she say something like that? I don't know her to be this way, um, to be using such words, you know? So obviously there's a conversation that needs to be had here. We get to see Jazzy. Y'all remember Jazzy? She was Mia's friend, introduced last season. She was engaged to her NFL boyfriend, fiance, ball player, dude, whatever. Remember, he had like baby mama on the side and all this other stuff, whatever. But either way, um, we know Mia ain't here, which is fine. At the reunion, we learned that Jazzy, Wendy, and Stacy were supposed to meet Mia somewhere in Miami for a birthday party. I don't know, something. But Mia ended up standing them up, and never ended up actually hooking up with them. So that gave them time to be with themselves and get to know Jazzy a little bit better. So her and Stacy is cool now, right? Cool. So they get to talking about, just kicking the bobos, and they see these two invites for the Peakness events, one from Kay and one from Wendy. Okay, so fine. We can go to both, okay? Um, we go into talks about, how the ladies have been ganging up on Stacy and calling her a liar, and they just don't understand what she's doing with her husband and what she did with TJ. So with that, she's like, well, yeah, speaking of Giselle, because Giselle was one of the people heading this Stacy is a liar narrative, which was mostly Ashley, because Ashley was the one that's really like, ooh, you're a liar, you're a liar. Like, girl, calm down 2 notches. It's not even that serious. But she's like, yeah, so speaking of Giselle, why y'all up in my business and who I'm dating and all this stuff? Because remember, didn't she double back to go back with Pastor Jamal? Like, ain't that her ex? But she went back, so what's wrong with me doing it? And they're like, well, yeah, but I seen do. She shows a picture of Giselle sitting, eating lunch or dinner with some man who was blurred out. We couldn't really see who he was, but yeah, she's out here dating people and she ain't telling nobody. So maybe we need to bust all up in her business and tell everybody what's going on. But they do know that he is an ex NFL player, so maybe Jazzy, her man, being in the same profession, hey girl, maybe you could do a little digging and let me know what you find. So Tia and her husband, they at home, getting to know her a little bit better. They got 4 kids, right? It's stressful over there because it's like 2 of them is teenagers, and then the other 2 is like, kids, not teenagers. So it's a lot of personalities and different levels of education going on over here, right? So it makes for a interesting house. Parenting is something that they are a little bit different on. Her being from England, or well, yeah, we'll say she's from England, even though she was born in Nigeria, raised in England. Nigerian ways. A little bit different from us in America. We kind of just let the kids, we're the land of the free. Okay. Um, versus other countries, they a little bit more stiffer and, the rules, you listen. So with that, they're just trying to figure out and navigate what's best for them at this point. Okay, so Giselle invites the ladies out for a little shopping event. Here it was Tia, Angel, Wendy, Giselle. Some boutique around, Tia mentions how she's heard about Giselle that can't dressing, which was funny because versus all the ladies' outfits here, Giselle had on, it looked like a Skims under Spanx, but she was wearing it as a shirt with some jeans. So that's all I'm saying, girl. Like, girl, you in a bra and jeans. I know maybe it could be worn outside. I don't know. I'm skinny like this, so I don't have to be pulling things in or nothing. But that was just a bra and a shirt. It's a bustier, okay. Wendy, I don't want to. Wendy, oh Lord, the jokes. Because what was that? I know we trying to be cute and be thinking that we here and all this betterness and buying stuff that we probably shouldn't be buying to return, to buy some more stuff that we probably shouldn't be buying because, girl, it don't look good on. Like, whatever that was did not look good. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That it was a white suit, onesie, romper, okay, shorts with ruffle bottom. Yeah. So Giselle lets Angel know that, yeah, girl, that party was a little bit blah, blah, blah. Don't nobody enjoy that sound bowls. Like, we ain't focused enough for that. Okay, our brains is ADHD over here. We can't calm like that. So it was boring to us. But what wasn't boring was the chin chat comment. Okay. Yeah, because what was up with that, right? Angel just kind of says that, yeah, we talked about it. Like, obviously, I, you know, don't appreciate my friend using such words towards me, okay? So after the party, because remember at the party, she said, oh, well, Giselle said I said it, so I'm sorry, I apologize. She said, okay, after that, she came back to me and said, oh, well, I didn't say it, so I don't apologize. Okay? So, Angel like, okay, so that's being my friend. I'm accepting what she said, but but if she really did say such things, then it's gonna be a problem for me. And listen, okay, so I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold that because, yeah, I'm gonna hold that because we're gonna readdress this conversation a little bit later. But in the midst of this conversation, they do ask Wendy about what her and Kay talked about, and of course she said, "Girl, I don't know what we was talking about because I mean, look, Kay was talking and it was clicking, but for me, it was clicking down." Shouts out to Justin J, because, yeah, I love that line. But, yeah, she didn't understand it. All right, so we jump over to Kay's events. So this is where Kay lost me when it comes to Wendy and that whole argument about what her definition of friendships is and her being phony and all this bullshit, right? Because you mentioned this event as if it was going to be the same time as Wendy's event, and that it was going to be like, I was thinking it was going to be like some big fundraiser, some gala, event with people. She was trying to host a Black Eyed Susan Peakness pre-brunch. Okay, so this is way early morning. I ain't gonna say way early. We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. It probably was like a good 9 o'clock, maybe 10. Um, to come eat with her first, and then go ahead and proceed to, I'm guessing, Wendy's event. If not Wendy's event, the main event, then Wendy's. Okay. So I said, you arguing with Wendy about this? A little tea, a little egg, a little muffin at your house? Girl. She did have her mom and Greg there, which I thought was a little weird because they kind of don't need to be there. But she had it all set up with the chef and the decorations. It was cute. This first time that the ladies are being at her house, her condo. She never really had the chance to use her furniture. She don't really have company like that, I guess. So it was cool for them to come break in her shit. In the midst of this, Giselle invites all the ladies to Nevis. It's some islands down yonder in the Bahamas somewhere, maybe the Caribbean. I don't know. I ain't never been there. I'm gonna look it up on the map though. Um, she invited like Angel and them earlier, but now that she at the party, she can invite everybody. So everybody's cool. Like, okay, cool. I can go with that. I can go with that. And here we're all here. Outfits. Okay, I agree, Giselle, because Giselle can't dress. What the hell was she wearing? I have no idea. Everybody else was decent, fine. Um, Angel, yeah, Giselle mentioned. I think she said she was breastfeeding, so girl was a little bit swole going on there. It's okay, as long as they was in there, okay. As long as they was in there, she was good. Wendy, I will give Wendy. She was the best dressed. She looked like the money that she, she looked like the money that she ain't got. Or she looked like the money that she just stole. Or no, she looked like the money that she about to return. So the first, better, best. Is this a competition? Is what I was thinking as Kay was trying to explain. Because Giselle asked her, okay, so what's up with this event? I know we had some other stuff going on. And, she said, well, obviously, it's some people want to be the first, better, best, but I was just trying to squeeze in my little time with the ladies and do something. Basically trying to say something to that effect. Like, well, I was trying to do something with the ladies, in a wake of said events coming up, the little races and whatever, and peakness. But Wendy was doing her little thing. Obviously, got to be bigger and better than mine. So for me, that's why I'm like, girls, it's a competition. That's what Wendy was alluding to. Like, girl, everything is something with you. Whatever I'm doing, you always got something to say. Like, come on now. I thought we did this. This is two different things. You doing brunch here with your little orange juice, and I'm about to do whatever it is we about to do at my event. Like, girl, and guess what? Everybody was able to make it to both. We got to come see you first, right? Little 15 minutes, hey. And then we gonna bounce. Hooray. So in this, I was kind of cracking up a little bit because they kept showing Greg and her mama. Because Kay, like I said, her mama and Greg, they didn't leave. They was literally just there. And the mama, she got Kay back. But it's not her place to be speaking right now. Just like Greg, I'm a man, and we already know how it goes with these shows. It's just best that you go like this, because the minute you open your mouth, they are all gonna jump on your ass, and it's just gonna be a wrap. So he did right. I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna break it up when the right time comes to break it up. Mama over there, I bet if the camera gave her a microphone, we would have heard a lot of a little huffing, a lot of puffing, a lot of a lot of and I know she did. And woo, girl, let me walk away. Child, Lordy, like we would have heard a whole bunch of that coming off that hot mic. But she held it together. She held it together. Meanwhile, her and Kay and Wendy just kind of going back and forth a little bit. But it does settle, and we move on to the chin check comment, which heightens this back up a little bit. And this is where I got mad because you guys. So Kay says, listen, Angel, I said it because, okay, Giselle says, yeah, we went shopping, and Angel said that you turned around and said that you didn't say the chin check comment. And, I don't lie, so I don't like people lying on me, because, you want to be the bone carrier, so make sure you get all my bones right, okay? Which, who cares, Giselle? Why don't you just stop telling people stuff, and then we wouldn't have to go back and forth about what was said and what wasn't said. So just don't say nothing at all. How about that? Okay? But either way, because you're putting yourself in the middle of something that you really don't have to be put in the middle of. And technically, you ain't really in the middle. You just you instigating and starting it. Because once it gets started, you just sit back and don't say nothing and just watch. Okay? Like literally now, you just started it off. You said chit check. And now you just sitting there watching them go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And them being friends, why would you want to break up their friendship like that? Because didn't nobody do that to you and Robin. Nobody did that to you and Robin. I know we might have tried a few little things. We did try to get our little what they call our little crowbar in the dough. We tried to wiggle it around, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Luckily, y'all bond was pretty solid here, so fine. It worked enough to get her ass fired. I know that. How about that? Listen. It worked a different way. The fandom worked it around in a different way. We just got Robin fired. Mm-hmm. But anyway, when it comes to this friendship thing, right? Yeah, y'all. Why y'all trying to break up this girlfriend shit? That's why you don't come on here with friends like this unless you wasn't friends in the first place. You see what I'm saying? This that Shami and that Portia stuff. Oh, I known you all my life, all since we was kids and all this stuff. But and you would never, and she would never. But are you sure about that? Like for real, for real? You never heard Kay use such words. You never heard her be so aggressive and all this type stuff. You never? Okay. So with that, it's as if now they want to paint Angel to be out to be the liar now because Kay, she just now admitted to that she said it and everything now. So how do you feel now? Well, I feel fine about it because we talked about it and it's a new day. I got to sleep on it. I'm good. Oh, well, you wasn't this good when we was at the store. Your energy was all different. You was all rah. And here go Ashley. Ashley wasn't even there. Yes, because if you had that type of energy, you're supposed to keep that type of energy because now you just a liar. Girl, be gone. Be gone. Like, that's what I'm like, girl. Who told you to chime in? So now I'm extra mad. Strike 2. Why was she in it? Strike 1 was Giselle. Why you trying to break up people's shit? Strike 2, Wendy and Ashley. Who cares what energy she was on? Like she said, come on now, let's use our emotional intelligence. Wendy, use your 4 degrees. You can feel one way in the moment of reaction because that's how we are. We are reactionary to something that's said or done to us in the moment. Once it gets processed, woo, that we calm down. We thinking clearly. We on a different mode. Okay? And see, some people might can stay in that, but she didn't stay in it. She got out of it. Okay? And she's moved on from it. Okay? So now y'all want to fault her for that? That's not how it works. So I should fault everybody at this table. I should fault everybody because y'all and heed to all these reactions from each and every person around here. From Karen doing XYZ, from Mia doing XYZ, from Ashley doing everything under the alphabet with Mike, Cole. Come on now. Juan, all this stuff. But we come back and ooh, we cool, bye y'all. We ain't doing. I said, you know what? They all need to keep the same energy when Monique get here because speaking of Ashley and her non 2 cents that don't need to be said, bringing up the fact that we trying to weaponize. Angel brought up yeah, so I will how the feelings, how you would feel when being attacked in such different ways, right? But in this case, she was talking about the Deborah fight with Kay, and you know how she got hit in the head with the bottle or something, whatever she got hit in the head with, and her and Deborah was going back and forth trying to sue each other, which it ultimately got dismissed. Ashley's like, oh well, why would she use something like that to weaponize this and that against people? And I said, yeah. So Ashley, with that statement, you keep that same energy for when Monique get here, and we got to rehash uh the incident with Candace breakdown with Giselle, because Giselle is here, so we're gonna have to get them two to talk about something, right. Listen, it's a lot. It's a lot. She was making me mad when it came to that because really, y'all just be forgetting about all this other stuff. Really? So, anywho, we ended up leaving Kay's condo. Um, Greg came in and kind of broke up the conversation just a little bit to say, okay, y'all ready to go? Here goes some money. Go win some money for him. Ooh, big money, you know. So we leave, we cool, we calm for like 10, maybe 2, 3 minutes. As long as it took us to get into the car, to settle and pop the bottle, pour our cups, take a sip. Now we back to arguing again. And this is, I stopped taking notes at this point. I said, I'm done with this show because I'm ready to get to reunion at this point. I was like, for real, because I need to see if Kay and Angel is even friends. And Wendy, you playing around with these damn outfits. I can't. We in the Sprinter, and here we go again. This Kay and Wendy back and forth. Kay and Wendy back and forth, trying to drag Angel into it. Oh, but this supposed to be your friend in 20 years. Why you ain't and she spilled a little bit of the dang orange juice champagne on her. I need a napkin, I need a napkin. Get a napkin for your friend. You ain't gonna help your friend out, this and that. Like, we literally argued over this. And then Stacy, her and Kay got into it. Or was it Kay? Yeah, because you know they can never really get along. And you think you this and that and your QVC voice. Oh, that's where she hit me with the because it was Stacy, it wasn't Angel. Angel did use the cake, the incident or whatever in her explanations. But when Stacy used it, she used it more in a way like, yeah, you gonna chin check me, huh? I bet you is the one to do it. Uh-huh. And obviously referring to, yeah, because I know that bitch you can fight. So you gonna hit me, huh? What you gonna do? Huh? So I can sue you too? We gonna take it there? Listen. To be continued. This show got on my nerves. I probably didn't have to talk this much. That's how much it got on my nerves. But we're gonna get on to the next few episodes. It look like some more BS. We're gonna get to Stacy and Christopher, and then hopefully we drop Monique. Okay. Peace out. Angel and Kay. Yeah, Angel. I don't think Kay is your friend at this point. Cause at that table, yes. Don't. I don't want you to bring up whatever y'all had, that conversation you had at the store. Don't bring it up again. Like, what? And because Wendy was like, yeah, if she ain't chin check you then, but she sure did now. And like I said, I don't know. Kay's the one that brought her on the show. So it's most likely that she's feeling like, girl, this is my stuff. I'm bringing you on here. So you need to follow suit. And Angel's like, I'm trying to follow suit. But, bitch, you ain't tell me you was going to be trying to bully put me beneath you to get somewhere. Like, that ain't working, knowing that bitch that she's probably above you. So see, I ain't gonna bye, y'all. We got to go because